Welcome to the Global Pulse, a short video series where our experts break down a trending topic in international business and why it matters to you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Hank Boyd, and this evening, what we'd like to discuss is the idea of food, right? Don't we all love food? And so when you think about great actors, especially in the realm of France, Gerard Depardieu is one of these actors, and he notes that cooking is not difficult. Everyone has taste, even if they don't realize it. And that seems to be a timely sort of piece of advice, given that recently, about a week ago, on March 31st, McCormick decided that, hey, let's combine forces with Unilever and let's become a juggernaut. So we're talking about creating basically like a food giant. Imagine taking over the flavor ecosystem. And so that's where we sort of headed in this merger. So let's play this out. McCormick, when I say the name in the United States, of course, you'd say, oh yeah, they make spices and they make seasoning. Cool. And Unilever in the food space has sauces, meal bases, and condiments. And so if you were to combine forces, you would really have a way to control the entire cooking journey. So imagine you decide, hey, let me make a little something. I'll try to be a chef. First, when you want to prepare something, you're thinking about spices and seasoning, McCormick. Now, when it comes to the actual cooking, when you think of the bases and the broths, that's when Unilever comes in, because Knorr is one of their brands, the bouillon cubes. And then, of course, finishing your piece de résistance, you're talking about sauces and condiments. And once again, that's Unilever coming in, offering a whole choice of different brands that are out there. So when we look at this from a marketing standpoint, is to say, let's not talk about product marketing, but to provide more or less a marketing solution, which is saying that now we can expect coming down the line, if this thing gets a green light, is that you'll have meal systems like bundles that are being offered. There'll be cross-branding promotions. And of course, there's going to be an increase of the share of pantry versus share of self. So that's pretty cool. So like I said, we're looking at this and we're saying to ourselves that from a business standpoint, it seems like, wow, you'll have economies in terms of your advertising. You have a global brand leverage that you can use, and you have tremendous negotiating power with retailers. So when you get in there, you're like, I want prominent shelf space in your negotiation, you're probably going to get it. Now, of course, that also means you will power where you can say, I want end caps, I want bundles, and I want promotions. And of course, you're even thinking that, yeah, it's too bad for private labels because we're going to own this space. So if we look at this, we say to ourselves, wow, in this world where we're going to have a ton of data at the ready, when we're going to have all of these consumer touch points by this new company that's being formed, this is something worth considering. Now, it dovetails in good marketing with what's going on in terms of consumers' lifestyles at present. So if we look at certain trends in consumer behavior, we'd say home cooking, check, global flavoring, check, and health consciousness are all trends that are out there. They're impacting lifestyle. So this seems to be a natural play. So all this stuff looks pretty good. And then you got to say to yourself, well, wait a minute. You're talking about this deal is going to create a juggernaut that's going to do $20 billion annually in the space. And when we think about how the deal went down, it was for stock as well as cash type deal, where Unilever walks away saying they've got about 2/3 of the new company. Another third goes, of course, to McCormick. Isn't that too much power? Isn't that feel like we're moving in this sense of too much consolidation? And therefore, do we worry about monopolistic power? And yes, that calls into the mix the notion that, well, what's going on with the Federal Trade Commission? What about the EU? Won't there be scrutiny there? And yes, these regulators are going to definitely look at this. And I know a lot of investors are saying, well, we might want to put on the brakes to see what decisions they come up with. Because obviously, if you can limit sort of the choice that consumers have in the marketplace, that feels like this could be a huge antitrust sort of issue. Of course, if I'm a startup, if I'm a niche or private label brand, I could be pushed out of the mix because this entity is so big and so powerful. So what we realize is that, yeah, that would seem to be the natural play, but check this out. What we've heard of late is that it's actually the workers that are uniting. So Unilever, in terms of its Unilever European Works Council, about 20,000 employees in the UK and in Europe are saying, hey, we're probably going to see layoffs. We're going to see all this consolidation and this merger. And even though you're talking about these efficiencies, it's going to impact my life. So that's the loudest voice we've heard so far. And like I said, we're still a bit in the dark to know whether this thing's going to get the green light to go forward. But at the end of the day, what's going on, and you've got to look at this, is to say that this could be a win if it is pulled off, in the sense of saying that, yes, let's control the entire flavor ecosystem, and we can do it through one of these huge mergers. Now, of course, once again, in the fullness of time, we'll find out if this does work out as planned and if it benefits consumers. So with all that said, I know we've zigzagged and covered a lot of ground here. I want to say that, yes, we've all got to enjoy the true spice of life, and that is food, and keep on preparing, keep on working in those kitchens, and maybe we all, in our own way, can become our own chefs. So with that, I thank you for listening, and I wish you all the best. Take care now.